Most people think that being a PM requires a CS degree or a background as a software engineer, but that's just not true. I have neither of those. I have never been paid to write code. I've also come across PMs who have a variety of backgrounds, so I wanted to dispel the myth once and for all. I scanned through PM job postings at 30 of the most exciting tech companies in the US to see what level of technical background and technical experience they require from ICPMs. Watch till the end for my own recommendations of what you should do if you want to level up your technical background and experience. Hey, my name's Akash and I'm a senior product manager at Okta in Silicon Valley. I also have an MBA from Harvard. On this channel, I talk about ways that you can level up your product management skills and career. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. So my first step was to use HBS professor and Flybridge Capital general partner Jeff Buskang's annual rocket ship startup companies list to see what are the most coveted and exciting startups that everyone wants to be joining. Next, I picked 30 startups from that list and looked at PM job openings at each of them. You can find a link to all the raw data that I collected in the description below. So what I found was that only 10% of the job listings required a computer science degree or a background as a coder. 90% required no formal technical background. Further, only 67% of the roles even mentioned anything about technical experience or being comfortable with the technical side of things. 33% of the jobs didn't even mention the word technical. Hit the like button if you're getting any value out of this. That really helps my content get to more people like you. So overall, this really aligns with my own experience. That when people say the PM position is a technical role, what they really mean is that as a PM, you have to have empathy for the code shipping process. You don't have to know how to code yourself, but you need to know how code is built and how it is shipped to the real world. For any PM to be successful, they need to understand things like feasibility, effort estimates, teams involved, complexity, tech debt, and those kinds of concepts, which will help in making trade-off decisions across different features or across a prioritized roadmap. For example, I recently came across an issue that we had to solve to enable customers to upgrade to our new infrastructure. I knew the teams that would be involved for each potential solution and whether it was broadly feasible within the time frame or not. So finally, I decided to implement a solution that could be built entirely on the back end. What this meant was that we didn't have to go through an app or a client release. Instead, we could make a change on the back end, which would go and impact all existing sessions or all existing users without them having to do anything. This was the best solution in the short time frame that we had, and something that we can improve on and refine in the future once we unblock this issue. It really helped for me to have a technical understanding of our product, for me to make a decision without having to spin our wheels too much in getting detailed estimates or detailed understanding from engineering. Okay, so now as promised, here's the resource that you should look at if you want to level up your technical experience or technical background. Take a look at HBS's CS50 for MBA's course. This is a great course. It's run by David Malin at Harvard University. They have a course specifically for MBAs. The course goes through all the fundamentals of computer science, from the difference between a front end and back end to what's the best way to sort a list, and even what's the big O of a potential solution. This course even has a focus for product managers, and I found that to be true. It really gave me a great understanding of the various topics of computer science and what are the main points that I should be remembering and keeping track of whenever I'm looking at a solution or thinking about the technical side of things. And then there's a broader course called CS50, which is available on YouTube entirely. So that gives you some technical background. Now for technical skills themselves, It's really hard to gain this unless you actually get your hands dirty by getting into a project that has a technical side to it. So try to pick some of those projects up in your current role. And if you don't have that available to you in your current role, just take your engineering friend out for a cup of coffee and ask them, what's the code shipping process like at our company? Or what are the trade-offs that you've had to deal with from a technical standpoint recently? Those are going to give you a lot of technical skills in terms of knowing what to look for, pitfalls to be aware of, and how you should be thinking about solving any trade-offs from a technical standpoint. So I hope that alleviated any myths that the product management position and role requires a degree in computer science or requires you to know how to code. For a primer on the PM interview process, check out this video that goes through the PDC interview framework. Best of luck. See you.